welcome back to Formers Friday on the Pop Culture Network. Over the next couple months, I'm going to be doing some Formers Friday episodes showing off some of the Transformers I have because, well, in the last couple years, I have started to become a Transformers nerd. It just happened. And one of the first things we're talking about here is the Year of the Horse Optimus Prime. Now, this is my first Optimus Prime masterpiece. It's only the second masterpiece I've ever gotten behind Soundwave from San Diego last year. And basically the reason I wanted to get this was because of the funky colorations. Now, those of you who know me know that I have a certain affinity for certain recolorizations of characters. And so this just was perfect when I saw it. When I saw how they were redoing him, I just knew I had to get my hands on it. So we're going to jump in here. Now, we are not going to go over everything about Masterpiece Optimus Prime. You can go find Masterpiece Optimus Prime videos all over the internet, so we're not going to go into what makes a Masterpiece different from a regular in every situation, although I do have my G1 Optimus Prime here that we can use for some comparisons, but we're not running down everything. This is not so much a Masterpiece review as much as Year of the Horse Optimus Prime that we're taking a look at. The box is too big to fit into my photo tent, so just real briefly, we're going to take a look. Of course, you've got the artwork on the front, you've got the photo on the back, character information. You can find all this stuff online. I don't need to make it 20 minutes of this video just to fill time. Does have the Velcro window box, and I've obviously taken the robot out already. He's in the tent, so what do you say we hop on into the photo tent and take a look? Now you can see Optimus Prime here actually looks very nice in his truck mode. Some of the things that stand out to me obviously are he's got these nice little windows, rear view mirrors that can fold out and fold back in. So if you don't like them that way, you can put it back in, maintain more of his original shape. And one of the funny things is that the grille on the front, of course, in the classic original G1 Optimus Prime, that grille was part of his chest, but his chest grille is actually underneath. So once you transform him, that goes down there, and this one pops out, and you can, I guess it makes it, look better as a truck that way. But the big thing about Year of the Horse Optimus Prime is that it does have the gold accents, as opposed to the silver accents that you would come to expect that look like the regular Optimus Prime. You can see on this side, you've got this funky Year of the Horse Transformer logo. I'm not exactly sure, is that supposed to be a horse head? I guess. I'm not exactly sure how that's supposed to be a horse, but nonetheless, there's that funky logo. If anyone has more information on that, please let me know. But otherwise, he folds up into a rather nice robot, alt mode. The one thing is that the legs, I'm having a hard time getting them to actually stick together. They keep popping apart. They don't want to quite sit the way they should. But otherwise, one of the things that I noticed when I transformed him is that his transformation into this masterpiece mode is almost identical to how you transform the classic one. I mean, yes, there are more steps where you fold little things in and out, but overall, it is more or less the same transformation as the classic G1. Now, here you can see my classic Optimus Prime, and it's got that same look. With using that modified grille, it does look more like the one on the original Optimus Prime. It's got nice rubberized tires, although the hubcaps aren't gold, and I'm not sure why. I think that would have been a nice touch there. But you've got your silver stripe, and the back, the feet and legs fold the same way as they did on here. Obviously, they're a little bit bigger and bulkier, and the waist section does look a little weird the way it sticks out there. I mean, technically, that's just the connector where, the cab meets the trailer hitch part, however you want to talk about your truck parts. But for the most part, I think that this is actually a great looking alt mode that really brings out the look of the original figure. And if you look, you can see a lot of the ways, these of course are the arms. These are still the arms. This is the chest, and this part is still the chest. This is the bottom part of the arm. The bottom part of the arm is still under there. The legs, the feet are, everything's in basically the same spot as it would be. So, I love the fact that it just looks like a nicer version of the classic one, as opposed to some characters like Megatron and Soundwave that they've changed so much over the years. I mean, Optimus Prime has gone through a number of changes over the years, but the short-nosed cab is the one that for me, that is who Optimus Prime is. That's what the masterpiece is, but I love the gold accents. I don't know. There's something about funky colorations that just really stands out to me, and this just has a nice look to it all around. I love the extra bit of gold. Now, before I transform him into the robot, I'm going to go ahead and bring the trailer in. And this trailer is awesome. This is translucent for being the Year of the Horse edition. You've got your Autobot logo. And if you look, I don't know if you can really see it on camera, but the texture is still on there, the original lines, just like the classic cab. You've got your parallel lines, or your ribs, for her pleasure. You've got the swoop that comes down through here. You've got your circle up at the top, just like your original G1 Optimus Prime. That is still there, but because it's translucent, you can see the plastic bits on the inside. And I will grant you that as a cab, it's kind of distracting to see those extra bits kind of sticking through there, but it's just so funky. I absolutely love it. And of course, this being the Masterpiece cab, it has the extra legs. You do have the fold-outs. We'll talk about those in just a second, but having those legs on there is also nice for propping it up and displaying. The door in the back has, again, that funky logo, Year of the Horse edition. I'm not sure. A couple people have told me that this is a Japanese character written in script, which I guess it could be. I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know. Some people said, though, that this is the eye and this is supposed to be the nose as part of the horse head, which I guess. But the classic Transformer of Optimus Prime had a fold-out back, and this is not fold-out, flip-down. It's fold-out to the sides like actual tractor-trailer doors. But you are not without a ramp because, of course, they have the slide-out ramp on here. And again, if you've seen Masterpiece reviews, then you know all of this already. Just kind of briefly going over it, just because. And if we take that trailer, we take our classic G1 trailer and set it on top, it is very much similar. Adjust this here a little bit. Again, Autobot logo, you've got that kind of swoop, and you can feel it. You can feel the texture of it running across there. The little circle is there, the exact same design. Everything that you remember on your regular Optimus Prime is on there, albeit it's a little more hidden on the inside. One thing to point out that I did notice on here is the instructions for the trailer say that when you fold out these legs, you want to pull out the bottom and then fold it. But what I've discovered, and I don't know why the instructions say to do that when it's already there, is that it's automatic. When you fold it out, you can see that the foot here extends on its own. Now, I don't know if that's always been that way in Masterpiece Optimus Prime, and I don't know why the instructions tell you that you need to pull it and then twist, because it's there automatically. I don't know if maybe I'm slowly breaking a gear here or something, but I just thought that was really nice, that it fully extends on its own and retracts on its own just by moving the leg. And of course there is this extra guard piece on there that is not on the classic one, but I mean still that's nice. Alright, so let's quickly open up this trailer and we can take a look at the inside here. And it opens, just like your regular trailer that you would expect from Transformers. You've got your scout guy on the inside, although this one does not come with any missiles to fire in there, and there's no, it doesn't look like there's even the possibility, like there's no springs in there, there's no button to press to make it shoot. They are just guns for the sake of having guns there. He does have his little radar dish that spins around. He does have his little arm, and he does have the cockpit, which, you know, in the original G1, you could take one of those little, what was it, Micromasters? Whatever those little figures were called, and put it in there. This one, it opens. I just don't have very big thumbnails to get it open, but still opens. You can still put your guy inside. But with this blue accent, or the blue plastic with the clear accent, it's goofy. It serves no real purpose, but I still love it. The trailer itself, there's a spot where you can put the gun. You know, his gun does fold up as well, and you can stick it actually in Optimus Prime's back in order to get it out of the way, but there is also a spot here where you can put the gun in order to store it. And then on this side, we've got his, you know, Energon axe piece, whatever, that can fit on his hand so he can fight Megatron. Although, oddly enough, on the box, they show it as being either clear plastic or very light purple, depending on what promotional pictures you see, but it actually is blue, which matches the rest of the accents. So, you know, I really enjoy the fact that it does match with everything else on here, despite what the photos actually show you on the package. So, all right, let's close this up, and we'll take a look at robot mode Optimus Prime. Now, here's one of the fun things about being able to edit video. I'm actually pretty terrible when it comes to transforming my Transformers, and often a simple transformation can take me a couple minutes just because I'm a doofus. So when it takes a masterpiece like this, it takes a lot longer. So luckily, we have the magic of video editing where I can hold it up and it will magically transform into a robot. Kind of like this. And there he is in full robot mode. Awesome. All right, let's hop in and take a look. Now, those of you who are familiar with Masterpiece Optimus Prime, you're going to notice some things right off the bat. And one of the things that stands out, obviously, to me is that you have these black sections here where it was red in the regular Optimus Prime. Again, you've got the red down here where it should be yellow. Obviously, your gold trim is standing out as being different. And also, the chest piece here where you open and you put your Matrix of Leadership, that is now gold. And it's got a brown plastic underneath. I know the glare from the camera light often makes that difficult to see, but that is a brown color underneath the gold, so it does have a different look and feel to it than the regular version of Masterpiece Optimus Prime. The eyes are blue. Someone actually asked me that. They wanted to make sure what color the eyes were, and the eyes are in fact blue on there. And obviously, this is Masterpiece MP10, I believe, so it's a beautiful sculpt. A lot of people have talked about the sculpt, but I just love the funky color change that you get with having the gold accents, the extra black, the red being on there. It's just different, and I enjoy that. We'll take a quick look comparing it here with the, regular G1 Optimus Prime. And one of the things I like about the G1 version, which is part of the reason why I like this Masterpiece version, is unlike some of the other Optimus Primes that they've made over the years, this is a big, blocky figure. And I like the idea of when a robot, he's a machine that transforms into a robot. He's big and bulky and blocky. It's one thing I hated about the Bayformers, that were very slender and very thin. For me, that look it didn't work. I love the idea that this is like a football linebacker, is what you've got here. And this Optimus Prime, just with the different gold accents, just looks cool. And this is like my disco Optimus Prime, so I can have him doing like the Saturday Night Fever dance, because he can do his single finger, so I can have him be the, whoosh, Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. Sorry, I won't. I won't do BGs for you. One other thing is the matrix of leadership here. The matrix of leadership with the other Optimus Prime had a blue center, but otherwise I believe it's the same gold and silver color. And this one has more of like a sapphire, I guess you could say. It's not quite turquoise. It's more green than that. But it is a brilliant gemstone color. But this one is a green instead of that blue that you have in the regular one. And I'm not sure why they would make this different, I guess, except that you could take this one out if it was blue and put it with the other one if you lost the piece, but then you'd have the Year of the Horse missing a piece. But, I mean, maybe that's a big deal. People switching matrices around, and that's a problem that they have to nip in the bud. Going back to the gun, here, I'm going to pop open my trailer here. Actually, should have done this while the camera was paused, but I didn't think about it. The gun, instead of being black, it is this kind of greenish gold color. I don't know. Is that green or is that gold? It's like a dirty gold or orangey green. I don't know. But because it is, colored a little differently, he does look a little different holding on to it. So we'll get it in his hand if I can. What's wrong here? The thumb doesn't move, obviously, so it should just slide right down in. Why can't I do this? Why are you so hard? There we go. Alright, so Optimus Prime with his new special gun, and it, everybody knows it folds up. That can go into his trailer, but it can also fold up and go into his backpack back here while he's on the road. Also, the matrix of leadership can also go into the chest cavity. There is a little piece, and everybody knows this if you have seen the Masterpiece Primes. There's this piece opens, and then there's this little brown piece that opens, but because I have no fingernails, I can never get it open. I end up having to take a screwdriver usually and try to pop it open with this, wedge it in there and get it open, and then you've got a spot where you can stick your matrix of leadership in. But again, I love the big blocky look of having the old style Transformer, and the color accents are a nice touch. So overall, I love this figure. I'm glad I have it. He's going to be one of the key ones I keep on display. Keep it next to my regular one. I also have one of the Encore ones. I've got the Generation 2 with the black cab. I've got the Generation 1 Ultra Magnus. So all of those go together along with a couple other ones that we'll be talking about in a future episode. But the little funky color accents just being a little different makes him stand out. And for some people, they're not going to like the fact that it's a big color change from the original Masterpiece and such a color change from the classic one. But, for being Disco Optimus Prime, I have to say I really love this guy. And he is one of my all-time favorite Transformers, this being the Year of the Horse Masterpiece Edition. So, if you have any specific questions about this figure, if there's something you want to know, whether or not it works a certain way, if it's different from one of the other Masterpiece versions, or anything along those lines, feel free to leave a comment or send me an email, dirt@popculturenetwork.com. You can send me a tweet at PCN_dirt. You can also call our 24-hour voicemail line, area code 217-953-4025, or go to jointheforums.com, the official forums of the Pop Culture Network, and you can leave me a comment or question there. But until that time, I'm going to keep playing with this because I love Year of the Horse Optimus Prime. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew.